Hey guys, Scott with Tango Down Production. Real quick, I'm going to do a cleaning video. I got to kind of make it quick. I got to keep it inside of 10 minutes. So real quick, on my soapbox, if you carry a firearm for everyday carry or you're in law enforcement and carry it every day on your hip, once a week you should be breaking your firearm down and according with your manual or what you've been trained to break it down to and clean it. That simple. When you carry a firearm every day on your hip, you expose it to the elements. Dust, wind, dirt, rain, snow, whatever you're out in, your firearm gets exposed to it. And even if you're living in perfect weather, regardless, the wind will carry dust and dirt into your firearm, and you need to be cleaning it once a week. Okay, enough of that. Some of the things you're going to need, some solvent, all-purpose brush like the one I had in the Marine Corps. I'll touch base on that in a minute. This is another all-purpose type of brush. You can even use a 99-cent toothbrush. It'll work just fine. You need your cleaning rod and cleaning rod accessories and lubricant, and preferably a shop rag or some paper towels to wipe your firearm down. Now today we're doing a Glock 23. I fired this yesterday, and so we're going to do the cleaning on it right now because yesterday I didn't have time when I got back from the range. So starting off, once you've got the firearm broken down, again, only take it down as far as the manual gives you instructions to, or that you've had the training to take it down. Alright, anything past that, you're going to be having to make a phone call to a gunsmith to put it back together. So real quick, on the barrel, okay, unless you have a guide rod, or I'm sorry, cleaning rod guide that goes on the end of your crown of your barrel here, do not run your cleaning rod down through the crown of your barrel, come in from the breech. This side's designed to take a little more abuse, so if you accidentally on the way in hit your feed ramp or the top of your breech here, you're okay, you're fine. I recommend a plastic cleaning rod. I don't have one, so this is what I'm having to use. When it comes to a brush, I like these brushes, kind of a nylon. It's like made of the same bristles that are made in a toothbrush, maybe a little more aggressive. But when I attach the cleaning brush, this particular guide rod's nice because it has a swivel near the end of it. So as I'm running it through the lands and grooves, or in this case polygonal grooves, they move the brush for me. And as you see, as I'm doing this, I'm using my index finger to help guide the cleaning rod because I don't want it to rub up against the side of my barrel as much as I can possibly prevent. Okay, you should do that about 12 times, a good dozen times. That's going to get all the carbon and build up in there nice and broken up, and let the barrel sit for just a minute or two and let that solvent do its work. Okay, when you start talking about the upper receiver here, or the slide assembly, take your all-purpose brush, put a little bit of solvent on it, and scrub it real aggressively and get all that carbon and all that build up along your rails, around the striker here, get all that stuff off of there. I usually like to come to the outside here and I clean up around the ends here a little bit because you'll get GSR and stuff all over the end of your barrel, or end of your slide there. And just look around and kind of inspect it. Wherever you see dirt and build up, take your all-purpose brush, because you're not going to hurt the sights, you're not going to hurt anything on any part of this firearm with just an all-purpose brush, so scrub it down real good. Now when talking about solvent, do not use it on any polymer or plastic parts of your firearm, okay? Solvent is bad when it comes to that. It'll dry it out, crack it, and damage it. So don't do that. Use a cleaning lubricant protectant, also known as CLP. That works real well, or any non-abrasive cleaner. For my Glock lower, what I like to do is I will actually take the all-purpose brush here, put Dawn dish soap on it, run my sink as hot as I can tolerate it, and I will scrub this thing down like crazy with Dawn dish soap. Dawn dish soap is the greatest thing in the world for breaking up grease, and it also works great at breaking up carbon and buildup from shooting. So, but keep in mind, if you do that, once you're done and you've got it all rinsed off and all the soap out of it, shake this thing out, blow it out with canned air, Q-tip like crazy in the crooks and cracks and all the areas where any excess water might be laying around. You just want to basically get that stuff out of there. On a polymer, it's not going to hurt to let water sit on it, but again, you do have some metal parts in here, so you want to make sure you get all that out of there as best you can. Now after that, once you've got that done, then you're going to come back. You're probably going to look at taking out a patch here. And when I run my patch through, what I like to do is I'll take it, I won't run it through with the patch holder. I'll take the, I just use the guide rod, and then I just push the patch straight through, and then boom, there, now I'm done. I don't use that patch anymore. I throw it away. I don't run it back through, because you're just going to chances of running more dirt back onto the barrel, inside of the barrel that you just cleaned. So I like round patches better than square, but all I got is square right now, so got to make do with what you have. You can even take a paper towel and cut it up into big square section or round sections and use a paper towel if you don't have the money to buy patches. I mean, you can take an old t-shirt, shop rag, whatever, cut it up, and you can make your own patches. Either way, you really shouldn't have an excuse. If you can afford a quality firearm, you should be able to afford quality cleaning supplies as well. So that being said, once your firearm is cleaned and it's all the excess solvent or cleaning product, whatever you use, is removed, lubricate it. This is Rem oil, almost gone there. I got some Hoppe's gun oil, and I got some Snow Universal gun grease. I want to get some Militech, but I heard that if you buy Militech and you leave it laying around, there's a user out there named Stubby who'll try and sneak into your house and steal your Militech, so I gotta watch out for that guy. But oh, real quick on this is a Springco compensator guide rod. It's stainless steel, so you'll use a little bit of solvent on something like this and then wipe it down real good. The stock Glock guide rod and spring combination is the guide rod itself is plastic on the standard stock Glocks, so don't use solvent on that, okay? Just use a little bit of CLP, or just take a shop rag that's clean and wipe it down real good, because again, that plastic and solvent, they don't mix real well. So this has already been cleaned. So when talking about lubricant, any place where you got where metal rubs, you should put a little bit of oil. Be very conservative, okay? Don't over lubricate your gun. If you take your gun apart, or if I take someone's gun apart and it's dripping with oil, I'm going to be pissed, okay? Because your firearm should not take that much lubricant for it to operate. Always put in a little bit on your rails here, okay? Put a little lubricant there. I always use a little bit on a Q-tip, or I'll put some on my pinky finger and rub it in there. Trying to think where else there on the upper or lower here, I can't remember. Not too many places on the lower that require lubricant. On the upper, I'll put just a tiny ever so drop down on the striker there, because when you drop hit this button here, there you go. That sound you should hear. That's how you know you're clean on the inside of there, is that your striker will fall without, and it'll make that little tink sound. So that's what you're looking for there. As you can see in here, this is where during the firing, extracting and ejecting process takes place here. That's where the barrel, it rubs right there. So you're going to want to put lubricant on the inside of there, put a little bit on the inside of your rails there. Again, overall, not much lubricant. I would not recommend putting any whatsoever right here on the face of your like your bolt right here, simply because that's for your primer of the seats of on the ship. I can't talk today. That's for the primer and the shell face seats right there behind the extractor. And any type of lubricant or solvent is very bad on a primer, so you don't want to expose that, because then you'll have a failure to fire, and that's bad. So just make sure that area is cleaned off real good and dried extensively. Other than that, guys, I think that's about it for the cleaning process. If you have any other questions, let me know. My next video here probably soon is going to be firearm safety. We're going to cover that too. So anyway, that's cleaning your firearm. So make sure if you got a quality firearm, you're cleaning it. Clean, clean, clean. Alright, guys? I can't stress that enough, because if your gun doesn't work, it ain't going to save your ass or anyone else's, and that ain't going to do you any good. So take care, guys.